I'm not stepping
You
close to you. I'm
are.
asking you a question.
You're on camera.
I'm
You're on
asking
camera.
you a
Stop
question.
lying.
I'm asking you a question.
Don't step
What
close
are you
to me.
doing
Who
here?
are you?
My name's Stefan Astaz. I'm a police officer.
Get your warrant card out and show me.
I have done that already.
Show me again. I didn't see it. You was too close to me.
Well, I've showed you already.
No, you didn't move.
Welcome to today's episode. Yardley Ski arrives at Colindale Police Station intending only to file a complaint, but his visit quickly uncovers a startling example of police misconduct. While he waits outside, two off-duty officers confront him over his filming, repeatedly demanding explanations he is under no obligation to provide. One officer closes in on him aggressively, breaching his personal space, while the other escalates the situation even further by involving on-duty staff before physically laying hands on the auditor, pushing his camera aside and twisting his arm without justification. What begins as a routine complaint soon unravels into a troubling display of intimidation, poor judgment, and a clear abuse of authority. The encounter not only exposes the officer's unprofessional behavior but also highlights how quickly a lawful, peaceful act can be met with hostility when accountability enters the picture.
Sir, what are you doing here?
Why are you recording police cars leaving the station? Are you planning something?
Tell me what it says. Tell me, who are you? Who are you? Don't come up to me. Don't come up to me because I will defend myself. Move away from me. Move away from me.
Why are you
because you're too close. You're in my space. Now move away. I will tell you one more time. Move away from me.
It sounds like you're being threatened.
Move away. You, Section 5. That's what you're doing. You are threatening, alarming and distressing me. So go away.
What are you doing?
Do you understand? Do you understand?
I understand.
Move away.
From the very start of the encounter, the officer's conduct shifts rapidly from simple questioning to outright intimidation. Rather than acknowledging the auditor's right not to answer, he becomes visibly irritated and closes in on him, stepping into his personal space with no lawful basis to stop or detain him. With nothing to justify intervention, the officer leans on pressure and proximity, creating a situation that feels designed to coerce compliance rather than uphold the law. When the auditor calmly asks him to step back, the officer refuses, forcing the auditor to physically guide him away, and that's when the officer suddenly claims to be the one under threat. This attempt to reverse the narrative, after initiating the confrontation himself, is a textbook misuse of authority aimed at provoking a reaction and then weaponizing it. From a legal standpoint, the officer's behavior pushes into misconduct territory. Under Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986, using threatening, abusive, or disorderly behavior that causes harassment, alarm, or distress is an offense, yet his actions, from crowding the auditor to provoking conflict and refusing to disengage, mirror that definition almost point for point.
I don't need to move away.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're in my space. Move away.
Why are you recording police
Move
cars?
away. Move away from me.
Sir, what are you doing
Move away from me.
What are you doing?
Move away from me.
Sir, I'm asking you
Move
kindly.
away from me. Listen, and I'm telling you to
what are you
move
doing
away
in front of the
from
police
me.
station?
Move away from me.
Sir, what are you doing
Move
here?
away.
I'm not going to move. I'm in front of the police station. I'm in
I
a
don't
public
care.
space.
Yeah,
I
you're in
do
my
not-
space.
No, I'm
You've
in a
walked
public
You've
domain.
walked right up to me. You've walked
I'm
right.
asking you.
Yeah. How
I'm
would you like
asking
if I walked right up into your face?
You can walk up.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what?
There you go.
The tension intensifies as the auditor repeatedly instructs the officer to step back, yet the officer continues pushing forward, attempting to justify his behavior by insisting, "I'm in front of the police station, I'm in a public space." That single statement completely undermines his own position. By acknowledging that he is entitled to stand there because it is public property, he confirms the very same right the auditor has to film. If the officer believes public space grants him the freedom to occupy and record his surroundings, then there is no logical basis for objecting when the auditor exercises identical rights. What we're seeing is a clear double standard. Public space is valid when it supports the officer's actions, but suddenly becomes an issue when the auditor relies on the same principle. The real problem isn't the location, it's the camera. Instead of admitting he has no legal authority to prevent filming, the officer leans on pressure, posturing, and contradiction, revealing an attempt to control the situation through intimidation rather than law.
What's your name, sir?
Go away.
What's your name?
Go away.
What are you doing
Go
here?
away. Look
Why
at
are you recording
Look
these
at you.
vehicles?
Look at you.
Sir.
Don't step close to me. Don't
Sir.
step close. Don't step close. Don't step close
Sir,
to
stop
me.
pushing me.
Listen, don't step close to me.
I'm not stepping
You
close to you. I'm
are.
asking you a
You're on
question.
camera.
I'm
You're on
asking you
camera.
a
Stop
question.
lying.
I'm asking you a question.
Don't step
What
close
are you
to me.
doing
Who
here?
are you?
My name's Stefan Astaz. I'm a police officer.
Get your warrant card out and show me.
I have done that already.
Show me again. I didn't see
I
it.
don't-
You was too close to me.
Well, I've showed you
No,
already.
you didn't move.
Under Section 2 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, PACE, any officer exercising police powers is required to identify themselves by name, station, and, if not in uniform, to present their warrant card. Although the officer insists he has already done this, the law also makes it clear that the person being stopped must be given a genuine opportunity to confirm that identification. The auditor points out that the officer was standing so close that he couldn't properly view the card, which is a perfectly valid reason to ask for it to be shown again. Instead of simply producing the warrant card a second time and easing the tension, the officer refuses, creating unnecessary suspicion and calling his professionalism into question. Transparency is a fundamental requirement of police conduct, yet here the officer does the opposite, ignoring a basic identification protocol and escalating the encounter through pressure and intimidation. His reluctance to comply with such a simple, legally required step sends the message that he is more interested in asserting control than demonstrating accountability.
Yes, I did.
You're
I
recording
don't care.
We're not
Yes,
going
I
to allow
did.
you to record our...
Oh, well, go away then.
No, you go away.
I'm not going
Why are
anywhere.
you recording? Why are you here?
Don't ask me questions.
Are you well, sir?
Don't ask
Are
me
you
questions.
mentally
Don't
unwell?
ask me questions. I said go away. You're harassing me now.
I'm
Are
not
you
harassing you.
really
I'm
Section
asking
5, you're harassing me. You're causing me
asking you a
alarm
simple
and
question.
distress. Now go away.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm asking a simple
You're sorry to hear
question.
that. So
Yes.
you like committing offences, do you?
I'm not committing
Yes,
any
you are.
offences.
You've stepped right in front of me. You're causing me a Section 5,
What's a Section 5?
a Public Order Act.
What do you
Section 5 of the Public Order Act. You are causing me alarm, harassment and distress. Now go away.
This moment is genuinely troubling, as it reveals an officer who appears unfamiliar with Section 5 of the Public Order Act, one of the most basic and frequently applied laws relating to disorderly conduct. Section 5 addresses behavior that causes harassment, alarm, or distress, and it is routinely referenced in situations involving confrontations, street incidents, or public disturbances. It is foundational knowledge for any officer responding to tense or volatile interactions. The fact that he seems unaware of such a fundamental provision raises serious concerns about his training, competency, and overall readiness to handle real-world encounters. When an officer lacks even the most elementary understanding of public order legislation, it calls into question not only his decision-making but also the quality of oversight within the department tasked with upholding the law.
I don't need to go away. I'm asking you. I'm asking.
Are you detaining me? Are you detaining me?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not at all. Get out of here.
You can't
Get out of here.
record
So
police
you
cars.
touch me and that's an assault. Of course I can do what I want.
Sir,
Don't
please
just
stop.
go away from me.
Sir, I'm asking you
Shut up.
nicely to stop.
I don't care if
recording.
you're asking me lightly, and I won't
Okay.
stop recording.
Then
No.
tell me why you recording.
No, I'm not going to tell you nothing.
Why are you recording?
Stop recording.
Hey, that's an assault.
Stop recording. You're under
That's
arrest.
assault.
Stop
Under
recording.
arrest for what?
Give me your hands.
Oh,
Give me
hold
that.
on a second. Hold on a second. You can know what she just assaulted me.
You're probably call her back.
Assaulted me.
What's happening?
It's on camera. It's okay. It's okay. It's on camera.
This moment marks a clear and alarming misuse of police authority. The officer employs force against an individual who was committing no offense, had received no warning, and was simply filming in a public area, an activity that is entirely lawful. Under Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, officers may only use force when it is necessary, reasonable, and proportionate to prevent a crime or to carry out a lawful detention. None of those conditions were met. The auditor had violated no law, and no legitimate instruction had been issued forbidding him from recording. Striking his camera and twisting his arm not only fails the test of reasonable force but also aligns with the definition of common assault under Section 39 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988, which classifies any unlawful physical contact without consent as assault. The arrest that follows appears equally problematic. Under Section 24 of PACE, an arrest must be both necessary and proportionate, and the officer must clearly state the specific offense at the moment of arrest. Here, the auditor was not committing any crime, and the officer did not provide a lawful reason at the time, raising the possibility of false imprisonment, a serious breach that could lead to legal consequences for the police. In the footage, Yardley Ski later recounts what happened while his camera was taken from him after the assault, before retrieving it and resuming recording, making the events even more concerning when viewed in full context.
My camera was snatched from the tripod and the filming was stopped. If you could hear, the female plainclothes police officer said you are under arrest.
That's an assault. That's assault. Under arrest for what?
I did not know why she decided to arrest me, but I know she had assaulted me by twisting my arm behind my back. She was the one that also grabbed the phone from the tripod. I was then held again with my hands behind my back by the two officers who had exited the car. About 5 other officers came out and stood in front of me. I was held like this for about 5 minutes. During this time there was a big huddle and many officers were saying he's an auditor. It was after about 5 minutes I was handed back my phone by one of the officers. I then switched it back on and started to film.
Hello sir.
Hello.
Right. I don't know what's happened.
Okay.
So my name is Sergeant Robertson.
Yep.
I'm currently the Section Sergeant responsible for the emergency response team at this current time.
Okay.
I was aware that you wish to make a complaint. You've been asked to wait inside the front office until one of the public access officers could speak to you and arrange whatever you needed to be done and dealt with. And if you needed to speak to a sergeant for that to be done.
Okay.
I understand something since has happened. I don't really know what. I'm trying to ascertain what has happened.
Okay.
Okay. But I can see the officers that were initially involved from CID are no longer here.
Okay.
So I need to find out who they are and what their account is.
The sergeant then reveals a key detail. The officers involved were from CID. CID officers are plainclothes detectives who typically investigate serious offenses such as fraud, drug crime, and violent offenses. Although they hold the same powers of arrest as uniformed officers, they are still bound by the law, including PACE, the Code of Ethics, and all regulations governing use of force. Their authority does not place them above lawful standards. The fact that they left the scene after assaulting and unlawfully detaining the auditor strongly indicates they knew they had overstepped and wished to avoid accountability. This was not policing, it was a clear abuse of position, plain and simple.
If I can ask you to wait back in the front office at this moment in time, I will try to find someone to come and promptly deal with your complaint, as I believe it is.
No, that's a separate complaint.
Okay.
I want them to, I need them to be charged.
So if you wish for them to be, and a further complaint to be made, that can be done and dealt with, but I need the time to identify who they were and what's happened.
Okay, so let me...
I've literally just come down to find out.
So let me just say this, Sergeant. I've just been stood there with my hands behind my back.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically under arrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
As in, have you been told you are under arrest?
I'm sure that's what the woman said. Yeah.
Which woman, sorry?
The one that assaulted me.
CID? Or
I don't know where she is. She was in. She was plainclothes. Right.
Once an officer states that someone is under arrest, they are legally required to follow proper arrest procedures under Section 28 of PACE. This includes clearly informing the individual that they are under arrest, stating the specific grounds for that arrest at the time it occurs, and ensuring that the arrest is both necessary and proportionate under Section 24. In this case, however, the auditor was physically assaulted, told he was under arrest, and then effectively abandoned without any further action. This raises serious legal concerns, including the possibility of false imprisonment, which occurs when a person is detained without lawful authority. If the officer declared the arrest but then walked away without processing or releasing him, it means the auditor was left unlawfully detained with no legal justification.
I'm sure that's what she said, otherwise I wouldn't have been held by 2 police officers. Because if I wasn't under arrest or detained, either one of them, then they'd have had no right to... One second, yeah? I would have had no right for them to be holding on to me, first and foremost, because that would have been an assault, because I wouldn't have been detained and I wouldn't have been under arrest. So therefore somebody's assaulted me if that's not the case, right? Firstly. Secondly, I want to know why everybody's disappeared and nobody's telling me with a bit of paper who these people were. Because the guys that was holding me didn't identify themselves. The 2 that went off, I think the woman identified herself initially in the beginning,
right.
Yeah? I can't remember what her name is, probably on thing, but the guy didn't. He said he's not going to identify something like that.
Even more concerning, the officers involved never properly identified themselves while exercising their powers, leaving the auditor detained without even knowing who was detaining him. In this situation, the officers not only failed to meet basic legal requirements but also used force and declared an arrest without providing any clarity or lawful reasoning. Being detained by unidentified officers with no stated grounds is a serious breach of procedure, professionalism, and accountability. This level of recklessness is precisely why the public demands transparency from the police and expects officers to uphold the standards they are sworn to follow.
And so I don't know who they are. Okay. So I need some paperwork.
So this bit of paper...
No, don't worry about this bit of paper. This has got nothing to do with this particular thing. This is my initial complaint. Yeah? So I had business to be near. First and foremost, let me just say that. They came out and they was asking me, what am I doing filming? I'm in a public place, I can film. I don't need, right, and I don't need to answer them. I don't need to account for myself being here to them who, I don't know who they are, in plainclothes people. They could be random people, right? They could be random people.
He reminds the sergeant that he was in a public place where he has every legal right to record, and without hesitation the sergeant agrees, stating exactly that. But this simple acknowledgement exposes a much deeper issue. if the sergeant clearly understands that filming in public is entirely lawful, why didn't the two officers who escalated the situation? This inconsistency raises serious concerns about police training, professionalism, and potential bias in how officers choose to enforce the law. There are really only two possibilities: either the officers genuinely didn't know that public photography is legal, which would indicate a concerning lack of basic training, or they did know but chose to harass and intimidate the auditor regardless.
Secondly, the guy, stood up to me, and I'm just going to step towards you, Sergeant. This is not in an aggressive manner. We're standing quite a distance from each other. This guy kept on standing up to me this close, and it's on my film, and if not closer. We're the same.
So you felt it provocative?
No, he caused me to be alarmed, harassed and distressed. Not only did he cause that, I told him that is what he's doing.
To drive his point home, the auditor physically demonstrates to the sergeant exactly how one of the officers had been invading his personal space and getting directly in his face. The sergeant immediately appears uncomfortable, and that's without the aggression or authority the officer displayed during the actual encounter. If a senior officer feels uneasy after just a few seconds, it highlights how intimidating the real situation must have been for the auditor. He had clearly told the officer at the time that this behavior was causing him harassment, alarm, and distress, yet instead of stepping back or de-escalating, the officer continued doing it anyway.
You will have this on your recording.
It will be on my recording.
Are you happy to provide that, for that to be reviewed?
Only if they're getting charged.
Well, a sergeant would need to review that prior to. We can't just charge someone without evidence. As I'm sure you can understand. That would be.
I'll provide it via Axon.
That's fine. We can send you an Axon.
Send me an Axon. I'll
be reviewed, and a decision can be made if there was any unlawful use of force or anything that needs to be dealt with. I can't deal with that right now.
I know you can't.
Well, I'm trying to assist you.
But I need to know who they are.
If you can just step back inside to the station office, I will. As I said, I've not been here when they're here. I need to go back in and find out who they are. That's a reasonable thing, if you can understand. And then I'll come down and make sure that you provided those details, and that a sergeant comes down
and some paperwork.
If you require paperwork, you'll be provided with it.
I need
even if it's as basic as who those officers details.
Well, I need a cab number at least, because the cab would have been.
Won't be created on this circumstance because
Why not?
It's not a call to police. It's something that's happened in the front office, so we don't need a cab number. It can be managed by us on our systems.
This response is highly questionable. While not every interaction requires a CAD number, it is standard practice for incidents involving complaints against officers, use of force, or alleged assault to be formally logged. Given that this case involved physical force, an attempted arrest, and serious allegations of misconduct, it is extremely unusual that no record was created. Under the College of Policing's guidance on incident reporting, police forces are required to document all reportable events, particularly those involving complaints, use of force, or potential misconduct. The sergeant's suggestion that the matter could be handled internally, rather than being officially recorded, raises serious concerns about transparency and accountability.
So if there's anything, if we put on like a crime report or an intelligence report, then you can be provided with that reference.
Okay.
Well, regardless.
But I want a criminal action against these two.
As I said,
I'm not going to go in there and film if anybody's in that lobby.
If you can wait here or take a seat inside, it's entirely up to you. Now, it is recorded on CCTV inside the front office for your own safety.
I didn't cause no disturbance in there. I was out here.
Well, I'll have a look see if there's anyone inside for you to touch it. There's no one in here at the time.
Cool.
So if you're happy to come in, take a seat.
So this is the foyer inside. Wow. What kind of nonsense just happened?
From the moment the off-duty CID officers confronted the auditor, it was clear they had no lawful reason to challenge him. Instead of respecting his right to film in public, they escalated the encounter through intimidation, invading his personal space, pressing him for answers he was under no obligation to give, and ultimately assaulting him by striking his camera and twisting his arm. One officer even declared he was under arrest without stating any legal grounds, compounding the misconduct. To make matters worse, neither officer properly identified themselves, a fundamental requirement under Section 2 of PACE, and then they left the scene without taking any responsibility for their actions. This wasn't merely a poorly handled interaction, it was a profound failure of professionalism and accountability. It also raises a critical question: if the auditor hadn't recorded the incident, how easily could this behavior have been concealed? This episode exposes serious gaps in oversight and highlights the importance of documentation in policing. Now that the footage exists, the question remains, will the officers face consequences, or will this become yet another instance of police misconduct going unaddressed? That's it for today's video. If you found this episode informative, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.